Alright everybody, we're here to talk today about the price of Cuban cigars. We just recently came back from Varadero, Cuba, and we went to go buy a whole bunch of Cuban cigars for friends and coworkers and family. And when we went to go do that, we found that the prices have gone up through the roof. It's amazing how much they want for a Cuban cigar these days. So, just a heads up, if you guys plan on going, we bought a couple here. And one this size here from the resorts or from the airport or from the cigar factory, you're looking at about $120 down to $100 depending on where you go, US per cigar, which we found that to be just amazing. We thought that was per box, so I was like, oh, that's not too bad because you get 25 cigars per box. So we went to go purchase a box or two, and when the lady told us that that was per cigar, I said no. There's no way I'm gonna buy that many cigars for that price. That's just an insane price. A couple $1,000s for a couple boxes of cigars was not something I planned on spending. So obviously we went and bought some black market cigars from people on the beach. You can also venture into town, buy some cigars from them. There's other places and other ways, I'm sure, to buy them. The sky's the limit for that. But the easiest way, honestly, the lifeguard came right up to us on the beach, asked us if we wanted to buy some cigars. He had cigars, he had tobacco, like cigarettes and chewing tobacco. The cigarettes, we don't smoke, but the cigarettes were, I think they're a 20 pack of cigarettes, and they were $1 Canadian. So if you guys smoke, don't worry about bringing cigarettes. You can easily get them down here for cheaper. And bring as many as you can legally back home for sure too. But yeah, we went and got some cigars. We got a couple different kinds of cigars. We got the Cohibas, the big style, and we got the Romeo and Juliets. We got a box of those as well. We paid, I believe it was $35 for a box of the Romeo Juliets for 25, which that was the price for one at the actual cigar factory. And then we got some Cohibas. We got a box of 25 of these, and that was, I believe we talked them down to $70 Canadian because we bought two boxes. So for just over $100 Canadian, we bought 50 cigars, which I find is a smoking deal still. They're obviously black market cigars, but from what we've been told, not just by the guys that bought them from us, but from local people and from people that have went to Cuba many times before and brought the same ones back, the temperatures and the climate in Cuba are very perfect for growing tobacco. So any cigar with the tobacco that's grown in Cuba, and obviously they're not importing any of the tobacco, is going to be a good cigar. The cigars that we got, you can tell they're a full leaf cigar. They have a good cap on them. You can usually tell when they're really, really cheap knockoff brand, how this Cohiba band will just start peeling off easily. This one's on there pretty good. Not glued. You can tell it's not glued. And you can tell that the leaf stack is actually really nice and tight in there. They're not a loose cigar. And the cap is done very well. Same with those Romeo and Juliets. They have a nice label on them. They're not glued, but they're stuck on there properly. The cap is done, and they're a nice tight cigar. They don't have any mold. There's one thing you guys have to check too if you're buying them from the people on the beach. They're not going to be sealed. They're going to be an open box cigar. If you buy them in a store, they're obviously going to be sealed. The vendors are going to tell you that they didn't put the seals on so that you guys can view the cigars. That is bullshit, because what's going to happen is in the factory they're going to seal the boxes. If the vendor has the labels, they're obviously a black market cigar. Not saying that's a bad thing, but that's one way you can obviously tell the guy that they are a black market, and you'll get a lower price instantly from that. There's another way too, that if you're in the store, every box will have this label on it. This label here, if I can get it to zoom in, has a silver banner right on the tip of it. That silver banner will actually be a hologram, and that hologram will have a number on it, and that number you can enter into the Habanos website, and it'll apparently tell you if that is an actual legal production box of cigars. Same thing with most of these boxes. This one I put the labels on to seal it, but this was an unsealed box. The labels came inside the box. One more thing too is if any of the boxes don't have 100% wood, if they have any glass enclosure, that is going to be obviously another fake one. The production cigars only come in wooden boxes. They almost act as a humidor, so you're not going to find any real cigars that are going to have that. So that's what we found buying cigars. We bought some cigars right off the people in the streets just to try them. Everybody's offering you cigars. They're not creepy, they're not sketchy, they're very nice people. They're just looking to make an extra buck. We bought these Reloba, if that's how it's actually pronounced. They're great cigar, nice cap on them. We bought those for $5 Canadian a piece off of a local vendor. We bought a couple and we smoked them while we were there, so we didn't have to open up our boxes. And very good cigars. There's quite a few different brands, couple different custom ones we've seen. The cigar factory has people rolling them right there. You can buy those ones and they're cheaper than the actual ones that were made at the actual proper place. So there's actually quite a few different options for you guys. Like I said, the cigarettes on the beach are really cheap, and I'm sure there's people in town that'll do the same thing. But yeah, that's why we found to get the best deal. And the fake ones aren't going to be that bad because the tobacco's Cuban tobacco. Like I said, it's really good quality because it's grown in a really good climate. So no matter where you get your cigars from, there's still going to be a decent smoke and a decent flavor as long as they're rolled right and produced right, obviously. So thank you very much for watching and supporting, and cheers and have a great day.